Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Because that's when we make things happen.
Movies Inside Out presents Dune is an epic science fiction film by Denis Villeneuve. Released in the fall of 2021, the movie became the first truly successful adaptation of Frank Herbert's cult novel, marking the beginning of a new exciting franchise. Watch our new video to learn more about the production of this fascinating epic about the world of the future. The creation story. The story of Dune began back in 1965 when Frank Herbert published his eponymous science fiction novel. Many producers sought to acquire the rights to adapt the book, but soon faced various difficulties due to the vastness and scale of the narrative. Yet, in the 1970s, director Alejandro Jodorowsky decided to create a 14-hour psychedelic space opera based on the novel. But after 5 years of preparation, the project was cancelled. Just imagine the director's face when it happened. In 1984, David Lynch released his version of Dune, which failed at the box office and outraged fans of the novel with its overly frivolous treatment of the source material. Lynch later called the film his big failure, explaining that he hadn't had the access to the final cut. Despite the complexity of the source material, filmmakers kept trying, and in 2000, the miniseries Dune aired, followed by Children of Dune in 2003, based on the subsequent books in the series. In 2008, Paramount Pictures began developing a new feature film adaptation, but 3 years later, they halted its production. Finally, in November 2016, the rights to adapt the novel were acquired by Legendary Pictures. Interestingly, shortly before this, director Denis Villeneuve expressed a desire to adapt Dune as he had been a fan of the novel since childhood, and as a teenager had created storyboards for his dream version of Dune. However, the director felt he lacked experience with science fiction and decided to first practice on films like Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. In December, the studio began negotiations with Villeneuve to direct the film, and in February 2017, his appointment was officially confirmed. In April 2017, Eric Roth, John Spates, and Villeneuve began writing the screenplay. The director said he planned to adapt the novel into 2 feature films, as the original book contained too many important details. By the way, his wish was confirmed by a contract with the studio, but the producers did not rush to develop the second film, hoping to make a final decision after seeing the audience's reaction to the first part. Actually, it was a grand deception. I was expecting a full-fledged Dune, but at the end, they were like, "No, kiddo, that was only the first part. See you in 2020-something." Despite the desire to stay true to the source material, Villeneuve significantly simplified many of the novel's dialogues, believing that too lengthy lines would not allow the characters to express their emotions. The director admitted to sacrificing the intellectual depth of Herbert's book in favor of emotional aspects. Denis Villeneuve also mentioned that he did not intend to rely on the concepts of Lynch and Jodorowsky, as his vision was different from their ideas. The director decided to focus on some topics relevant to modern audiences, paying special attention to issues of coming of age and the overuse of resources on Earth.
Each one of these drinks every day the equivalent of 5 men. 20 palm trees. 100 lives.
Should we remove them? Save the water?
No.